If you had the chance to learn from more than 30 world-class EFT practitioners and put into practice the best of what you learn, would that be of interest? We're talking about leading experts such as Dr. Dawson Church, renowned practitioner and researcher Dr. Petta Stapleton, Steve Wells, Dr. David Feinstein, Brad Yates, Carol Look, just to name a few. In this episode of EFT Tapping Junction, you're going to discover how you can learn tips, tools, and insights from some of the world's best practitioners, and you'll learn a simple tapping protocol called Trauma Tapping Technique, or TTT, that has and is helping tens of thousands of people around the globe. All of this goodness and ever so much more, straight ahead in this episode of EFT Tapping Junction. Hello and welcome to this episode of EFT Tapping Junction. I do thank you for joining me. Who is this show for? If you use emotional freedom techniques, thought field therapy, trauma tapping technique, or other meridian tapping methods for self-care or to help others, this is your show. I am your host, Stephen Carter, for EFT Tapping Junction. For more than 4 decades, I have helped thousands of people move from stress to success using a variety of holistic methods to include, of course, EFT, thought field therapy, NLP, hypnosis, and many other methods. You'll find more about my background, and you can listen to previous episodes of EFT Tapping Junction by visiting us at stressreliefradio.com. In this episode, I'm going to highlight an upcoming event organized by Gene Monteroselli, founder of the Tapping Q&A podcast. If you're not following Gene's podcast, I encourage you to do so. He has more than 550 episodes covering multiple topics, with solo and interview shows extending back to March of 2009. He also offers an array of resources for the asking. Find his website at tappingqa.com, tappingqa.com. Gene is well known to those of us who have embraced EFT and other tapping methods for professional use. One of Gene's passions is helping people in crisis using his EFT skills. This is one of the reasons he was attracted to the work of the Peaceful Heart Network. The two co-leaders of Peaceful Heart Network, Gunilla Hamne and Ulf Sandström, over the past 15-plus years have helped hundreds of thousands of people around the world heal from trauma and create happier, healthier lives using a variety of methods. Among the significant recognition Gunilla and Ulf have earned is the Humanitarian Award from the Association for Comprehensive Energy Psychology. They received that award for their international relief work. At the core of their work is a tapping method they developed called the Trauma Tapping Technique, or TTT. We will return to a walkthrough of TTT shortly, but first let's talk about the event Gene has organized to help raise funds for the worthy work being done by the Peaceful Heart Network. And that brings us to the second annual 24-hour tappathon. Before we go farther, please know you will be able to participate in this event at no cost, and you won't have to stay up for 24 hours. When you register, you'll receive replays for each of the interviews Gene will be having with more than 30 leading practitioners from around the world. Let's hear directly from Gene about this event, to include how you will benefit, why we should gather as a community, how to participate, and receive the replays and bonus tapping resources as well. Let's join Gene now.
Hello, my name is Gene Montrestelli. I'm the editor of tappingqa.com, and I am super excited to announce that we are about to do year 2 of the 24-hour of tapping. Now, what the 24 hours of tapping is, I'm going to be sitting right here in my office in front of this camera, talking to you and interviewing 34 of the most powerful, experienced tapping practitioners from all over the world, and they're going to be sharing some of their insight and wisdom with you. It's going to be happening July 14th and 15th from 5 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Now, you might be asking, why in the world would I be sitting here doing this for 24 straight hours? There's 2 really good reasons for it. Number 1, this is just an opportunity for us as people who want transformation in our lives to gather from all over the world on a live stream to learn, to tap, to share, to ask questions, to share our experiences. Last year, as much good stuff happened in the comment section, it was happening on the screen. It's an opportunity for us to gather in that particular way. The second reason why we're doing it is this is actually a fundraiser for the Peaceful Heart Network. The Peaceful Heart Network is an NGO that shares a very simple form of tapping all over the world. They've worked in over 30 countries. They've worked with over 300,000 people. They work with migrants. They work with refugees. They work with prisoners. They work with underprivileged students. And this is an opportunity for us to gather as a community and be able to support the amazing work that they are doing. Now, if you decide to sign up right now, what's going to happen is a couple of things. Number 1, leading up to the event every single day that week, you're going to receive some bonus trainings. So even before we start, you're going to get 5 days of awesome tapping trainings. Secondly, you're going to get notifications so that whenever information comes out about the event, you're going to know about it. And finally, and most importantly, if you sign up, you are going to get access to the replay of the event after the fact. I do not expect you to stay up for 24 straight hours tapping along with us. This way, no matter where you are in the world, you can step away, have a meal, spend time with friends, sleep, do what you need to do, and then after the fact, you're going to get an opportunity to rewatch all of the interviews. So if there's one that you particularly loved, you can go back to it again and again, and then you also get a chance to experience the ones that you missed. Now, if you're currently on the website right now for 24 hours of tapping, you will see up above this video a little opt-in box. Enter your email address and your name, and we will get you information right away. If you happen to be listening to this or watching this somewhere else, all you need to do is go to 24hoursoftapping.com. Very straightforward. 24hoursoftapping.com. Enter your name, enter your email address, and right away, you're going to receive 2 bonus tap-along audios so you can start enjoying some of the goodness of the 24 hours of tapping days before we begin. Now, as we lead up to the event and after the event, if you have any questions at all about the event, about the experience, about watching the replays, it's very simple. Just drop us a note at support@tappingqa.com. Myself and my team will take care of you. Again, 24hoursoftapping.com. Enter your name, enter your email address, and I can't wait to see you and tap with you on July 14th.
This is going to be an amazing event. As good as last year's event was, this event promises to be an amazing experience. In case you missed the information and registration page Gene mentioned, that address is www.24hoursoftapping.com. 24hoursoftapping.com. As Gene mentioned, the tapping protocol developed by Gunilla Hamne and Ulf Sandstrom of the Peaceful Heart Network is a simplified tapping method that requires no setup statement, no reminder phrase, and no 9-gamut component. It's silent, easily done, and it just works. Let's tap through the TTT protocol together. Begin with tapping the karate chop point. Give each tapping point about 10 to 15 taps. From the karate chop point, move to the eyebrow point. Tap that for 10 to 15 taps. slide down to the side of the eye point, tap there, and by the way, you can tap with one hand on one side of the face or two hands on both sides of the face. From the side of the eye, slide down to the under eye position, tap there, tap under the nose, under the lip, collarbone, but also go shoulder to shoulder, up and down the sternum, lots of meridian points along the sternum, including the Sea of Tranquility. Good, that feels really good. You can use the flat of the hand or your fingertips or both. Next, tap under the underarm. Good. Now we're going to move to the finger points. If you don't know where those finger points are, check the show notes or episode description. I have a 55-second video that shows you how to tap those finger points. And we're going to begin with the little finger. Tap the little finger point, not the thumb. We'll get to the thumb momentarily. Tap the little finger point. Good. Tap the ring finger. And for those who are purists, yes, I know the triple warmer point is on the opposite side. Tap the ring finger anyway. Tap the middle finger. Tap the index finger. Tap the thumb. Now go back to the chest area, the collarbone. Tap from the collarbone to collarbone, up and down the sternum. It feels really good to do that. And hold, take an in-breath, allow a loving in-breath, bring the in-breath in, hold momentarily, and exhale. Good. Bring in another in-breath. Hold, and then release the breath. Good. Now we are going to repeat that same protocol. There's no need for any setup statement. There's no need for a reminder phrase. If you're tapping for general stress, you can say, I choose to release all of this stress, and you'll say that in mind. Or if there's a specific issue that you would like to work on, bring that into awareness. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to verbalize anything. Just be aware of it. Notice where you're feeling that in your body. Notice the suds level. You'll use the TTT tapping process twice through. So that is the karate chop point, eyebrow point, side of the eye, under the nose, under the lip, collarbone, but include more than just the collarbone. Go across, shoulder to shoulder, up and down the sternum. That really feels good. Go under the arm, and then tap the finger points, beginning with the tiny finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, thumb, and again tap the collarbone area, shoulder to shoulder, up and down the sternum. Allow 2 loving in and out breaths. I suggest placing one or preferably both hands over your heart, one hand over the other. Allow a loving in-breath. Hold briefly, and then an exhalation. Good. And then a second loving in-breath and gentle exhalation, releasing any and all stress everywhere in your body. Excellent. I'll also suggest adding a final yawn sigh, stretch, yawn, sigh, stretch. Feels so good. And then one final in and out breath. And that is the trauma tapping technique protocol. Let's return for a moment to the 24-hour tappathon being offered by Gene Montericelli. A question: why should you register? My answer: because you're going to receive tips, techniques, and wisdom from 34 world-class practitioners, to include Gene himself, Dr. Dawson Church, Alina Frank, Carol Look, Brad Yates, Dr. David Feinstein, Dr. Petta Stapleton, Ganella and Olf, John D. Whitus, Dr. Stephen Daniels, Steve Wells, and it just goes on and on. These are true experts. You're going to receive the replay links you can listen to on your own schedule, and you're going to receive bonus content. Whether you are brand new to tapping or you've been using meridian tapping methods for many years, there is going to be a rich treasure trove of resources and knowledge you can put to work right away. Do register for this event at www.24hoursoftapping.com. That's 24hoursoftapping.com. I'll have this event website, the Peaceful Heart Network website, and Gene's Tapping Q&A website. All of those will be linked in the show description, and that is also known as the show notes. If you're not yet following EFT Tapping Junction, where you get your podcasts, this is a perfect time to do that. When you select follow in your listening app of choice, you will never miss an episode. If you would like to be in touch to share comments about this episode or for any reason, email me at cartermethod@gmail.com, cartermethod@gmail.com. And my website is stressreliefradio.com, stressreliefradio.com. Until our next visit together, this is your host, Stephen Carter, for EFT Tapping Junction, wishing you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.